What's going on? It's Al B. As you can see, we back at the Vibe Lab, man. Today, we got somebody. I'm a little envious, if I should, if I should say that. But also I know that my guy is a good guy, so it is what it is. But we got my guy Nick, man. He's coming to join us today, man, on the podcast. How you feeling, bro?
Hey, good morning. Yeah, thanks for having me, LB. I've been, forgive me, we're about 1 week late. I think we had this planned.
Oh yeah.
But I think it's well worth it. I had to move last week, but all the anticipation to be back here. I'm excited to see you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful studio.
Hey man, I appreciate
Yes,
you, bro.
sir.
I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know how life be lifing, bro. So we are all good, man. And when I first made a little introduction, I said I was a little envious, and the reason why is because I don't know if y'all could see it or not, but it's a belt on the table.
Yeah.
It's a belt on the table, yeah. So not too long ago, I maybe say like a month and a half ago, or a couple of months ago, we hosted a Madden tournament, and it was double elimination, right? So Nick beat me twice. So yeah, he put me out of the competition, and I was really hoping to at least beat him once, but I wasn't able to do that. So he did his thing. He did his thing. I think he maybe lost once, but for sure he took home the trophy. Right?
Yeah. No, it was a great tournament. Thanks again for that. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun, man. I haven't had that much fun playing a tournament in probably high school, middle school, because it felt because it was competition, right? And nerd out for a bit. But it was good. It was a little smack talking, but it was friendly. It was competitive. So it just felt good to be around people that like-minded, no pun intended, right? That are like-minded, that like playing the game for just kind of what it is, and it was just really fun. And glad to see I still had it. I was a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie. Play a lot of franchise against a computer because people busy.
Yeah.
I don't play online really. I play play against some of my kids I coach. A friend of mine that I used to live next door to. He's in Georgia. He just joined the Navy. Shout out to my boy Sean. But those kind of few and far between. So it was really fun to play.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's different in person. I play online most of the time. I don't really play franchise and nothing like that. I mainly play online, but I think the way the algorithm goes is it kind of matches you with skilled opponents.
Cool.
Really is how I think it works. But it's you really never know how good you are, compared to somebody that's like your peer, around you, So it's kind of I don't know how I'm gonna match up against her. But I think I did good.
No, you did.
I was doing pretty good. But when I got to you, it was just nah, he know what he doing.
No, it was, that first one we played, I think it was it was a little wider of a margin. I don't remember the exact score, but when we met up again, bro, we played the final seconds of overtime. We played a whole overtime quarter. So that could have went any way. Field goal was the win. And
exactly.
So yeah.
And that's how it always goes with me, in the tournaments. I'm always nervous that first game, and I get blew. I think the first tournament we had in here, I think I got blew out. It was 52 to 7. And I was just determined, no, I'm going to score a touchdown, because that game should have been over with, right? So I'm just no, I'm going to score a touchdown, and I scored my touchdown, and I lost, and I was just I got to bounce back. This ain't me, this ain't me. And, I came back, and boom, 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 I started winning. I was okay, cool. But then the champion of that tournament, he got me my second time. So, it was what it was, but I love hosting those Madden tournaments, bro.
Yeah. No, it was really fun.
I've been playing Madden for since I was little.
What was your first Madden?
My first Madden was 95.
On what system?
Sega Genesis.
Right on. Right. Mine was 96 Sega Genesis.
Okay. Yeah.
So just a little behind you. Yeah.
Man, I love Madden. Yeah, but we bringing Nick here today. I've been knowing Nick, I want to say for about 2 or 3 years. Nick is also a coach, but I met him and he was coaching my son's 7-on-7 football team in the spring. But that's not the only thing he coaches. You want to tell everybody like everything you coach?
No, would love to. Yeah, I also coach at John Paul II High School. Okay. Currently the offensive coordinator there. Okay. Been there for, this will be my second year as offensive coordinator, but my fourth year total there. So the first year I just was a volunteer on offense, just charting plays, asking probably a lot of dumb questions, just really kind of soaking up the knowledge. Yeah. Things happened and was able to move into a passing game coordinator position, which involved calling the plays as well. Yeah. But I didn't get that official OC title until last season. Yeah. And now I still have it. So been there 4 years, but love every second of it. Yeah. A lot of ups and downs, a lot of growing pains. Yeah. But like when we met, there's been growing pains there too on the 7-on-7 for the middle school side. Yeah, so
for sure. Yeah, congratulations on that promotion, bro.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Like I know that it takes, a lot of skill, a lot of determination to just kind of stick with it long enough to be like, oh nah, yeah, you are the guy we need to put in this position. Like,
dude, yeah, like it's I'm glad I'm here talking about it. We just kind of went there organically. Like a lot of it, you kind of struggle with the imposter syndrome maybe of it. Like, am I good enough? Like, I don't know, whatever the question may be, but on a deeper level, I found last season very fruitful because I was able to just work on myself. I've said this to other coaches too. I had my daughter last July, so she just turned 1 last Wednesday.
Hey, congratulations, little baby.
Yes, Talia is now 1, but we had Talia this time last year, right? Yeah. So the season's ramping up this time last year, and just leaning into being a better dad, leaning into being a better salesman, because I also work in a different industry as well. Right. We can talk about that later, but just leaning into your own craft, I was able to just realize that coaching became a little easier, versus how can I get these guys to follow? What can I do? What am I doing wrong? Like, and those questions still happen, but coming at it from a better foundation, you know what I'm saying? And I think it's probably the same in music. When you're better holistically, spiritually, whatever it may be, your music is better, you're producing it better, right? Like, you're in a better headspace. Does that make sense?
Yep. And it's almost like you have to, when you have an expansion with family, like if you focus more on family, like the rest becomes kind of easy. I don't know how to kind of, it's like you focus on family. It's like, you know what, like home is good. I feel good when I think about my comfort space, when I'm able to go here, like I feel like a relaxation. So it's like you feel like you can go out of home, go hard, and then you have somewhere to just go.
Yes.
And just like, oh, okay.
I agree with that completely. It kind of reminds me of some of the stuff me and my wife talk about, which I'm going to ask you if that's the same for you, but just really leaning on each other as a team, like a true team. My wife is a stay-at-home wife, but
mine too, for the most part.
Well, it's the cliche thing, right? Music and coaches, what is the speech we always do say when you get an award or a coach takes a new position? I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my family. And that cliche line is very true because without that foundation at home, we can't go out into the, like you just said.
Yeah, bro.
Right?
It's like, it's cliche, but it's very needed. Like, especially for us men, we can, like, we have, most of the time we have a lot of things on our plate, you know what I'm saying? And if we can't go home and like get like a woosah or like a calming like home feel where we can relax, then that pressure like never ends.
Sure. No, for real. And I also will say, I don't want to speak negatively. I'm not saying that the opposite partner should stay at home. I'm simply just saying the whatever the team, whatever the aspect of the team, make it work for each other. And I think just we're a little bit more the same. So with that foundation,
we understand.
It can go out.
Exactly. Exactly, bro. Totally. It's like it's needed, and I'm very appreciative of having that. Of our team dynamic. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, bro. But over at John Paul, it's John Paul, right?
Yeah.
It's somebody with a big name over there, ain't it?
Yeah, man. Coach Teague is still there. He's athletic director. I know you've met Coach George Teague.
Coach George Teague. Yep.
Defender of the Star for Cowboys fans. I'll let you kind of.
Yeah.
What was your Coach Teague's funny as heck, man. I mean, dude be playing too much sometimes. Be tapping me on the shoulder. He still runs the old. He kind of shows his age. His prank playbook is he does the opposite shoulder tap. And he gets you to look the way, and then he's the other way. I'm like, man, I don't know why I'm falling for that, but it's just because no one does that since '99. You know what I mean? Like, I kid, but he still gets me. I gotta roast him a little bit, right?
Yeah, man. Hey, he's a good dude. Everybody that's watching, I don't know if y'all remember George Teague, but there was an incident at a game. He's a Dallas Cowboy. He used to play cornerback, right?
Safety
yeah. For the Cowboys. And it was an incident where it was T.O., right?
T.O., yeah, when he was with the Niners.
T.O. was with the 49ers, and he scored a touchdown or something, but he was disrespectful back in the day. He was highly disrespectful. So what he did after he scored, he ran to the middle of the field where the Dallas Cowboys star is, and he just, threw the ball down like he was dominating the whole organization. And George Teague, he wasn't going for it. So George Teague ran over and tackled him right in the middle of the football field. And it wasn't a play going on. It was celebratory. And George Teague did that. And it made me feel like, now that is what a Dallas Cowboy should do in that situation. And that alone, that lives with me to this day.
Yeah, you remember that.
Yeah, I remember that. And that made me be more of a Dallas Cowboy fan. Yeah, bro, who you think you are? Then later on he becomes a Cowboy, but
which is all love. I mean, looking back, I won't speak for them too, but looking back, emotions are high in the game.
Yeah.
Competitiveness. Sure. I totally, get it, both sides. But yeah, just from a pure Cowboys fan perspective, right?
Yeah.
There's something about, because Cowboys were losing that game.
Man.
But there's something about kind of Coach Teague doing that, and you're like, man, yeah, let's go. We may be losing this game, but come on, let's keep on fighting. Come on. And I don't mean fight literally, but let's keep playing ball. Let's keep, because no one gives, Emmett did it right before. Because T.O. did it, I think, twice.
Yeah.
And Emmett did it the second time in response, and that's when T.O. went back again, which what got Teague to go.
Yeah.
So it's juices, but it gets you kind of like, man, let's. And that Cowboys-Niners rivalry is still thick to this day. I love playing those guys.
I hate the Niners, bro. I hate the Niners, and it's I don't know who I hate worse, the Niners or the Eagles. The reason why I don't like the Eagles is because the Eagles, it's just as thick. I don't know if you remember the Eagles. We played the Eagles, and that's the reason why Michael Irvin, he got hurt. And ended his career.
Remember. I remember.
That alone just made me just be like, oh, the Sheagles.
For me, it's not so much the team. It's more of and it isn't accusing them. It's more of the fan base. Now, a lot of people say that about Cowboys fans too, and I agree because it's fanatic, right?
Yeah.
That's the word fan comes from.
Yeah.
But I'd like to think I try to be unbiased when I watch the Cowboys. So in that perspective, it's really the fans. Because if you remember when Michael Irvin got hurt, I mean, they threw stuff at him while he was being stretchered out. This man might not have walked again.
I was like, bro could be paralyzed.
And they're throwing
trash at his stretcher.
But, I mean, you see that with social media now. You've seen it where people walking into Eagles games, and and it's a hostile environment. And, again, not roasting them, not dragging them. It's more of just they're going to bring the energy. They're very loud in those two respective fan bases.
Yeah,
and I love every second of it. It's it's kind of fun being a Cowboys fan, right?
It is, bro. It's we hate it, and I understand why we hate it now because, if the shoe was on the other foot, those Sheagle fans, it's okay, we get it.
They hate us too. It's all good. It's all love. I got some friends I serve with. they're Eagles fans. I always try to tell them, man, I don't hate the Eagles. I just hate y'all. Like I like Jalen Hurts. Like I
like Jalen Hurts too.
I got no qualms with him.
You're right, bro.
If I land on them on Madden, I'll use the Eagles and win.
Yeah,
I am not above using that football team.
You right, bro. I think I just had an epiphany, bro. You're right.
It's all about growth, bro.
Bro, it's not the Eagles, bro. It's the fans. And if you are a fan of the Eagles, just know I may not like you.
But I appreciate the honesty.
I have to be honest. I may not like you because you are an Eagles fan. Okay. The Eagles are not that bad, like you said, I like Jalen Hurts too.
Oh yeah, they were good. Dude, Saquon's there now. I mean, that's not a bad team. Like there's a lot of SEC players that are on that team. I mean, same with the Niners. I like Kyle Shanahan's offense. I can nerd out on that offense all day. Like, I don't hate the Niners either.
Yeah.
One of my good friends, Trevor, I served with in Belgium. He's in South Carolina now. I just mentioned his name because I've liked the Niners more because of him. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because it's the location. It's Cali. I'm not from Cali, but I can dig a team repping. You know what I mean? Like, it's fun. Music's the same way. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Different influences, styles.
Yeah, you're right, bro.
Yeah.
It's the fans. And it's funny. It's funny to me because my granddad, he was a 49ers fan.
Really?
Yeah, he was. And it's funny because as far as I can remember, like being like 5, 6, 7, I remember liking the Cowboys just because it made me feel like that was the team that here was, represented here, and I was here.
Yeah.
And it was like home team, right? But my granddad, he was a 49ers fan. So as early as like 5 or 6, I don't know if you remember starter jackets.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody was getting these starter jackets, right? Like early 90s. Everybody getting starter jackets. And I was like, oh man, like I want a Cowboys, starter jacket. And my granddad bought us 49ers starter jackets. 49ers. So here I am, a Cowboys fan. As long as I think I am, like I'm thinking like, Cowboys, Blue Star, and he got us some 49er jackets. They were still clean, like we wore.
They were clean.
We wore them. We took pictures in them and stuff. But now I look back at it, I was just like,
man, he tried.
Yeah,
he tried. He tried to get you. That's what they do, right? I'm gonna get him this. I know he might not like it, but I'm gonna try. That's the same way. I mean, I don't know if I don't know where you if people can comment on this later, but I'd be curious to see if anybody will comment on kind of their memory of how they got into their favorite team. And I know that a lot of people nowadays are more into players, which I get. Social media, YouTube, like it's different, but I like the Cowboys. I like the Cowboys the same way.
Yeah.
Me being from here, and it was my mom that was just, I don't know if she really knew what she was getting me into, but it was just we like the Cowboys because they're from here.
Yeah.
Not because that's what they're from here, we're from here. Yeah. And I was like, that's cool. So they're us. And then I asked the same question probably about 3 years later, like, what's this college thing? Who are these Longhorns? And she's like, well, college is a little bit different. There's more teams. And I'm like, 6, bro. I don't know. But the point is, I go, well, who's here? Yeah. Again, going back to the Cowboys. Well, who's here? And we're from Fort Worth.
Yeah.
So here is TCU. And I back then didn't know nothing about nothing. Well, I'm now a Cowboys fan, and I'm a TCU fan. Just because they're from here. So it's what symbolically represented home.
Yeah.
So I didn't go into it with the bad blood intention. It never was, we hate them. It was like, I was learning the teams playing the Sega Genesis. Who are the Lions? That helmet looks funny. And who are the, you know what I mean? Because you start to just learn. And I had a map in my room, so I could point at Detroit and Green Bay, and I kind of was able to learn the state capitals. But in a way, it always went back to football. My mom tried to do it for me to nerd out, but it always reverted back to football.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, the Vikings over here.
Yeah, exactly. No, for real. Like it was like and I was able to just memorize.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's a cool way to memorize it, bro.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
So,
Yeah, bro. That's what's up, bro. Yeah, it's nothing like football to kind of help you just kind of navigate around life, bro. Like a lot of people, a lot of sports players, a lot of people, athletes, I should say, like they really take the stuff that they learn in sports and like put it with life, like all the time. Like
if
that's
you
pretty
allow it,
much
if you allow it,
right. I mean, but not necessarily like in a bad way.
Yeah, yeah.
But more like principles and
That's what I'm saying.
just kind of how you treat people and patience. That takes a big part in I believe in an athlete or just the the feeling of not giving up, like perseverance, like always trying to continue to go forward in life and everything.
Yes, it does. It does help. I for one will admit it helped me through basic training. So when I went to which I'm probably gonna get a little razz here. Like I went Air Force, so there's people that could say like how hard really was it? But I'm not talking about like the difficulty of the branches. I'm never gonna not put over the other branches, because they all do their own thing, right? Respectfully. Yeah. But football, I played football my whole life, and the principles, you're right, and I'm still a kid. I messed up on the field and got yelled at and all the stuff we all do, right? But that kind of like grueling, the two-a-days in high school, the pain, right? The agony of just whatever. Yeah. So when I went through basic training, I was like, oh, I had the moment of like the epiphany you just said. I had a moment of, oh, it's just like just like 2 days, like just all the time, 24/7. We sleep here, we live here, but it's just football all the time, and you could tell, not knocking them, you could tell the people that didn't play sports. Yeah, it was a little harder. Yeah. And it's just because of the foundation, exactly. The competitiveness, and football, I think, brings, because it's so physical. Yep. It's so demanding. Yep. Football helps, and as I got back into coaching, I think you're right. It's helped even on my organizational level of life, right? I'm better around the way.
Yeah, bro. It's kind of like you have to. It's almost like deep thinking, right? Mm-hmm. The more you use your brain to think, the easier it is when you have to use it. Like,
yeah, it's the biggest muscle.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like if you deep thinking, like trying to figure it out, most of the time you get to another area in life where you have to use your brain. Mm-hmm. Think deep. Then it's just like, oh well, that wasn't as deep as this, but I got this. So it's just like, hey, it works all the way around. But you said you went to the military, bro. Like I heard you mention military friends, but I didn't know you went to the military.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I went after high school. Yes, Air Force.
Okay. How's that experience, bro?
Dude, I mean, I don't regret it one single bit. Like, there's obviously moments as they happen with everyone that you wish you could do differently. Yeah. I was fortunate enough to join after high school, so I graduated in 2010, and I was able to jump in there September 6th of 2010. So 4 days before my 19th birthday. Oh, okay. So I spent my birthday there. And then 8 weeks there, like I mentioned, football kind of helped. Yeah. Just kind of all the ups and downs of that. And then so I joined as security forces, which is in a nutshell, for anybody else, the military police, and MP. It's usually what I say. Okay. MP, Yeah. And I did that in San Antonio as well. So basic was in San Antonio, and then I was able to stay there for the job, tech school. They call it tech school training. Yeah. AIT for Army, but it's just on the job training. Oh. And when you think about it, I mean, a lot of people, I always tell anybody, even people now, like if you got, and again, if you got nothing going on, if you feel a little bit stuck, and this is for anybody listening too, you got no kids, and you can do this all with kids and with a lot going on. But I guess I'm just saying, if you're stuck and you don't really know what to do, I totally recommend joining. I'm not saying stay in 20. I mean, I totally recommend doing 4 or 6 meeting people from other states, meeting people from other countries, experiencing different cultures, just being around the music. I mean, I keep saying music because we're in a music studio, but like all that matters, and it attributes to your growth. And if you want to come home like I did, you come back a different person, and that doesn't mean better or worse, but just you come back different, because there's people that come back, they're in pain, PTSD, all that stuff. But we got to help them as a society get right. And I've had my fair share of issues that I feel like, again, talked about last year. I'm just started taking care of myself a lot better. Bro. But it takes kind of a willingness, a humbleness too, to try to get right. But I totally don't regret going and learning what I did. That's how I got into coaching.
That's what's
I have no degree. I have no college degree. For any of this.
So how did that help you get into coaching? Like,
I ended up getting stationed in South Dakota after I graduated tech school. So, and then I deployed, did one deployment, came back, and then in 2013, I was surprised. To my surprise, I was able to get orders. Basically, I was going to get stationed in Belgium.
Oh, okay.
So I'm thinking, I knew where it was. Remember my maps? So I knew where it was. I had a hard time convincing people that I wasn't going to Germany. I mean, I had a lot of people that I was.
I'm not even gonna sit here and cap like I know exactly where Belgium is.
You're fine.
I'm still over here looking and smiling like, okay, it's gonna come to me. No, where is Belgium, bro?
So Belgium is north of France. It's and then north of that is the coastline, the English Channel. Northeast of Belgium, so I know I'm talking with my hands, but France, Belgium, English Channel, and then just northeast of Belgium, and I might be a little off, forgive me, my Belgian friends, you got the Netherlands, and then pretty much east of that is Germany.
Oh, okay.
Right, so it really is in the hub. I mean, Brussels is the capital of Europe, so you already are in a hub.
Right.
The bottom part of Belgium speaks French. The northern half speaks Dutch because of the Netherlands. And then France being the south. You do have a small Belgian community. I don't know the community, but they do have. I think Germany is their official language. So just a really good melting pot of cultures.
Dang,
like talking about stealing to buckets of time. I mean, Belgium is a great place to be stationed or visit because there's just so
many different
cultures, man. Bro, you have a lot of Italian immigrants that were there. I love spending time in La Louvière, which is in South Belgium. My boy Frankie was showing me just, his wife is Italian, so just a lot of great stuff like that. And I love Italian food. Notice I like Italian food, right? But that's just one example.
How long was you in Belgium, bro?
Dude, I got there in 2013, and I was there until 2020. Until the pandemic, So I was there active duty from 2013 to 17, and I got out, and I kind of had another epiphany. I people didn't agree with it at the time, which I understand looking back. I mean, I was essentially dropping everything I had done since 2010. And taking a shot in the dark, betting on myself on football. Remember, no degree.
Man.
I played high school football, not college football, and I didn't play high school at a high level. I didn't even play varsity. I mean, let's be super honest. Like I played, I was a JV quarterback at best, but I was right, wrong, or indifferent. I was back there listening and learning, and I always knew, even in the military, that I wanted to be involved with football somehow.
So you played quarterback?
That's what I played. Yeah, I played receiver, corner. Attempted to play outside linebacker. In Pee Wee. I've played line, so I've kind of been everywhere. But when I played quarterback, was when I started wanting to learn everything, and the whys and all this stuff. And again, I wasn't nearly as ahead as I am now at that time, but I knew I wanted it.
But still, though, bro, to play quarterback to me is the ultimate position. Even if you are, I don't care, fourth string, fifth, seventh string, if you are in that position to where you have to know, you have to know all the plays on offense. You have to know that, to be able to, say that, okay, I'm going to play this position and I need to know, all the plays. Even if you're not performing, as high as somebody else, that's a big thing, especially in football.
Yeah. I mean, I was so nervous, but I always thought, if my name was called, I was ready, and that's kind of how it always was. As much as I was nervous or the imposter syndrome, I always answered the call. Maybe not correctly, but I always answered, and that's kind of what led to me getting out. Was that decision in 2017? I wasn't happy. I didn't want to. No shade to anybody that stays in and retires, but I personally did not want to do that anymore. Yes, because they were saying like, man, you'll be done at 38. Like you can live your life, and it's like, bro, but I'm miserable now.
Yeah,
like I don't want to do this and be 38. And again, no shade. I just don't want to do it. I want to coach football.
Yeah,
and that's what I did.
So in Belgium,
I took a shot. Yeah, I started coaching at the high school on base at Shape Supreme Headquarters Allied Powers Europe, acronym SHAPE. So NATO, the head NATO base. When you think of NATO, right? So they have a high school there, and there's a high school on most military bases. I mean, I've only really dealt with this in Europe, but from what I hear, there's other big bases have high schools. Anyway,
that's crazy.
But there was, and then we would play other bases in Europe. You know, Ramstein. You know, the Stuttgarts, those type of teams. But it was a learning experience, right? I was calling plays there.
Now, this is crazy to me because when I first met you, you told me that you coached in Belgium, and I don't know what I was thinking, but I was like, okay, so you coached in Belgium. And I want to ask you so many questions, but, you know, we only get so much time in practice.
We're moving. Yeah.
We only get so much time in practice. So I just looked at you and I was like, bro, coached in Belgium? And it seemed like you just finished coaching. I think that year that we played, it was like 21 or 22?
22, because we've done it 3 years.
Yeah.
22.
So you just left Belgium, right?
I got back December 4th, 2020.
2020, bro.
Yeah.
That's when I first got in here.
Really?
Like August 2020. Like
that's crazy. Yeah, I was still in Belgium in August 2020. Belgium. Yeah.
Like that's crazy. You coached football, like, and I was thinking like what kind of where the hell is Belgium?
Well, now you know.
Now I know. 2, who's playing football in Belgium? But you just told me that they have NATO-based high schools, right? I had no idea they had any of that stuff.
Well, and that's just the military aspect. I only did that 2 seasons. Some of those years blend together, right? When you start looking back on years.
Yeah.
So I think 16 and 17. Somebody can fact check me on that. But but the biggest thing for me was when I got off of that and started coaching in the local city in Mons, because Mons is the main city that's by Shape, right? Shape's the base, right? But Mons is the main city there, and it's not that big comparable to like American cities, but it's their version of a city,
right? And
which is all good for me because you don't want this is too much. This is too much people. Yeah, here is too much.
Too many people.
But this was good. So like I went out there with Justin, my boy Justin, I was coaching with at the time at Shape, and we went out there together, and we just saw them, and you could see the passion all the way back then in 2017. This is November 2017. Let me remind you, we just finished the fall season of the military high school stuff.
Yeah.
And honestly, it was an itch, and now I'm kind of remembering. It was a thing of how can we keep
this going?
This going. Like we're having fun. And I think me, Justin at the time, Derek, who's in Houston now, he retired. Yeah. That's just I have plenty of friends that retired. I'm never throwing shade at anybody that's but at the time we were having so much fun together that we just wanted to, like, how can we keep having fun?
Yeah, keep it going.
So we went out there, and they were grateful in us to let us watch, and they were grateful for us to let us. I'm grateful to them for even letting us have a conversation. We had a powwow after, so sidebar.
Yeah.
And it just turned into, they let us keep coming out, and they started letting us help. Man. And no ego. It was just, can we just help? We love this game. Y'all don't have guys helping. We would love to just help.
Yeah.
And from there, that relationship turned into, you're talking about some of the best of friends that I still have now.
Man.
built that team. Eventually other people got stationed away. Justin left, Derek left. They had to keep their military obligations. But this is why I didn't want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
So I was able to stay. And help build that team, right, wrong, or indifferent.
Yeah.
Made some mistakes, but made some positive stuff, and we were able to win Division III in 2018. We were able to finish because they promote over there like soccer.
Right.
It isn't like here. Like you got to kind of win that division if you play kind of FIFA, and then you promote to the next division within the whole league structure, right?
Right.
So we were able to win Division III, promote to Division II. We got worked by the top 2 teams in Division II, rightfully so. They're on YouTube, and I'm embarrassed every time I watch it. We got humbled by the Gators and the Tribes that year, but finished 3rd. Our season, I think, was 5-2. 2 losses being to the 2 teams that were. Everyone else was already in Division II, and we were able to come in and hold our, hey, we belong up here. So that was a positive year. That was 2019.
Yeah.
And then, unfortunately, we know what happens in the winter of 2019, 2020.
Yeah.
The pandemic halted a lot of things, everything. And Europe was a lot more strict than here.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Bro. Yeah. So how was that transition from Belgium, like coming back to the States after being over there for 7 years?
Yeah, a while. It was hard. I mean, I say lost good friends. I didn't lose any good friends, but you do lose being there.
Right.
It is different being back here. Everything, and I thank you thank you for having me here, because now I can kind of speak my thoughts on this whole thing.
Bro.
It's just different here. I think that's one of the things that, unfortunately, the way of life here in this country has built people's mentality to just always go, go, go. And rightfully so. We all have a family.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking any of that, but it's when you can get a taste of a different culture, and if you're receptive enough to feel it, it feels different being in a place where not everything is go, go, go.
Man.
And that, I don't know if I can put words to describe that or accurately on what I'm trying to say, if that makes sense.
Yeah, bro. I'm sitting here trying to imagine a life where it's not go, 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 because like everything for me has been go, go, go for like so long.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? For like so long, it's like, hey, we got to do this. Like, we got to go. What we doing? We got to, we got to get up. We got to do this. We got to do that. But for you to describe that mentality is like, it's a big change. And I'm thinking like, damn, so what is it like? What does it feel like to not feel that urge to like always go, go, go? Like,
I tell you what a great way to practice is try to live in the moment. Because you're right. So much of us is, we got to go do this. We got to go record this podcast. I'm running late. Let me get these glasses. Like, it happens all the time, right?
Bro.
So when you can practice it, and you do it, when you get into your flow states, when you're here, and I'm imagining, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're here alone, headphones in, you're making the beats, you're feeling good, you start feeling yourself, like, like, man, that beat goes hard. That what if I tweak it just a little bit? Put all that stuff as you're flowing, right?
Yeah.
No one's here. No kids are here. AJ's not here asking questions, where you're able to kind of get in this groove, and then you go home and you describe it to Miss Peanut. You tell her, I made this sick beat and it felt so good, and I'm putting words in your mouth, but that is what it feels like.
Yeah.
And imagine that feeling all the time. When you wake up and you walk outside, we lived in the center, in the Grand Plaza. Over there, there's always a center, and then in the center is usually like the flags and some type of statue. There's a plaza area. Usually restaurants are there, and every morning, the same restaurant owners, they open up their restaurants and they put their tables to file it out, so that way people have a place to sit. And let's just say now it's 11 a.m. Me and you're visiting me. I'm in Belgium. You're visiting me, and you're like, "Hey, bro, what are we gonna do?" And I'm like, "Well, let's go walk outside. Let's see what." And you're like, "What do you mean walk outside?" We would proceed to walk downstairs.
Yeah,
just walk aimlessly, and what you want? You want an espresso? You want a pastry? Let's just go at it about that, and then we can walk in said place, sit down, enjoy a very delicious coffee, and have a conversation just like this.
And with no worries of what we doing next.
Not one bit, man. And granted, that doesn't mean be passive. That doesn't mean we're not working hard. But it just taking the time to enjoy this coffee with my friend Albie.
Yeah.
Just like I'm enjoying this conversation with my friend Albie. That we're just recording, but in a sense, I was excited to come because I'm looking forward to just seeing Albie. I haven't seen him since I haven't seen him since I beat him in the tournament. So I want to just talk to him. I don't want to compete against him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh man, he just gonna rub it in.
I gotta remind myself. I got a reputation to keep. You're eventually gonna invite me back, and I might not win. So
so you gotta keep it going till you can't.
I'm gonna lose one day, so it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, it's all good, bro. Man, but that freedom, I think I feel that freedom for them. I think I have that feeling of feeling like I don't have to go, rush more often than most because like I am doing music and this is what I love.
Exactly.
So it's like, when I wake up in the morning, I don't feel like sad or depressed that I have to go clock in. Like it's more like, oh, okay, what time do I have to go in today? Let me check my schedule. Oh, okay, yeah, this person booked, that person booked. So I do have that feeling of freedom more than other people, but with me being an entrepreneur, it still feels like, okay, I have all these boxes that I need to check off. Even though I am doing music and I love music, but I still got to get busy. Like I can't just, chill and just have fun all the time. Like I still got to check these boxes off. But, I am grateful that I am, here doing what I love to do. So
not a lot of people can say that.
Yeah,
it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, it's definitely hard. Like it's almost like it's the scariest thing I ever done. Just kind of jumping off and just like, all right, well, let's see how this works. Like
you're like me when I got out. I mean, you're taking a chance. Like, I don't know if it's gonna work, but
I don't know. I don't know about this, but hey, let's try it.
Let's try it. Yes, yes.
So it's December of 2020, like, did something big happen for you to say that, hey, I got to go back to the States?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really and it's probably maybe lingering things. Good question. I wasn't prepared for this question, but it's okay. I get thought experiment, right? I probably, especially 2020, because I feel like I'm still barely scratching the surface of my potential as far as my, I don't want to say spirituality, but just how I feel. If that makes sense. And I can maybe answer that better later. But 2020, 4 years ago now we're talking, I definitely was not what I feel now. So, but I didn't know that in 2020.
Right.
So, the pandemic's happening. Man. Football, we're not allowed to practice. We're not even allowed to go to work. Bro. Like we got to stay in. Bro. And I think maybe that kind of stuff. I have a 1-year-old, not even 1-year-old yet at the time. So these things kind of start, and it probably hurt my momentum a little bit on my growth momentum. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and I didn't think I knew it at the time, but a lot of the signs kind of just started happening. Work started to become not more difficult, but you could tell it isn't your best quality.
Right.
We weren't doing football, but football, you could tell, was becoming not my best, not necessarily a lower quality, but without practice, there was no
real.
There's growth. No growth. So you felt stagnant.
Yeah, you can't really like measure your growth without practicing.
And I don't think I knew that at the time. I'm like working through this out now.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think my boy Daniel I worked with at the time. I worked with him at the range on base, and it was one of the things he always told me was, man, when you talk about growing, you look excited and you're not growing here.
Man.
And I just never kind of forgot those words as the pandemic was kind of happening, and then we stayed home, and then I just eventually just told my mom, like, hey, and I talked to my wife, but it was the move was telling my mom, hey, we're gonna come back or try to come back, right?
Yeah.
And then the ball kind of went from there.
Yeah.
And from there, moving across the world, 1-year-old,
Can't
bro,
imagine.
what are we doing?
I can't
you know
imagine.
what I'm saying? So
yes. Of course, the pandemic was kind of slowing down a little bit, but still, it was still like a big thing. Like,
because it affected everybody differently. You know, we were all coming at it from different angles.
Man.
You were barely starting this up. You albeit at that time probably would have had no patience for Nick at that time. And in a sense of just being like, I was just moving back. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
bro.
I really didn't feel, to be honest. Just think of this timeline now, December 2020. Remember where you were.
Man.
I probably didn't feel comfortable, like in a routine, until I met you and Rusty in 2021. So let that kind of sink in. That was kind of like a first level of me being a little bit more comfortable, open, vulnerable, growing again versus the stagnant mindset. So that was like barely the blossoming of something that turned out to be really fun. Like that was just winging it, bro. I just was like, yeah, I'll coach. I like football, so I was like, it was my idea. I don't care what anybody wants to say. It was my idea to make it like 7-on-7.
Yeah,
they wanted to do like 5-on-5 flag football,
like they doing now. Yeah.
And I was like, look, we got to get these guys ready for high school. One, because I was at the high school, so I am aware that younger kids are not ready.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that was the first year.
That was the first
7-on-7.
Ran like the high school.
Ran like
center.
High school.
You know what I mean? You know, and because it is pretty much, other than flag, it's real.
Yeah.
We're running plays. We got to make reads.
Yeah.
You know, we got to play defense.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm glad it was that, because that's when I met you guys, you know, like, and it was, I forgot what I said. Anybody want to help? And both of you were like, yeah.
I was like, and that's the one thing I was thinking. I was like, look, I'm going to be here. Like, I'm already going to be missing time out the studio. I was like, I might as well just like help create some memories with AJ and like just get out here and compete a little bit, because I like football too.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Like, I didn't know what the hell I was getting myself into or what the hell I was even going to do. Like, but I was just like, he seemed like a cool guy. Like, yeah, let's do it. Like,
we did it.
Go. Yeah.
That was a really fun year. I still say nothing against the other 2 years, but that's still my favorite year because it was just fun. Like, you know, we had the one team and we
we were all together.
Yeah, it was cool. We had that great run in the tournament, which it came out of nowhere. It just like clicked.
It was like that. That was such a fun day, bro. And I remember I woke up late because I had left the session like 4 o'clock.
You did. I remember. I was like, where's AJ? Where's Al B? Like,
and I thought I set my clock, but I didn't. And I just remember sleeping so good, bro. And like usually
a little too good.
Yeah, usually when I feel like I'm sleeping too good on a day that I know that I have to get up early, like I wake up in a panic, like, oh. And I woke up and I looked at my phone and I was like, we're late. Like my wife Pino woke up like, what's going on?
You
like,
grabbing AJ?
We're late. I'm like, my shorts, AJ, come on, we gotta go. He's like, what? Like, so we get up, throw our stuff on. I'm zooming down the street. I get there. I'm like, okay, what's going on? He's like, yeah, we're gonna lose this. And I'm like, man.
Yeah, we lost the first one. And you knew it was double, so your mind was like, fudge, already.
I didn't know. Yeah,
already.
I didn't know that it was double when I first
really?
pulled up. Yeah, so I'm like, we missed the whole thing. You know, I'm telling AJ, I'm like, well, buddy, it looks like that's it for this year. And he was like, yeah, well, we got to get ready for the next game. And I'm like, what? What's going on? He's just like, the double elimination. I'm like, okay, like, let's go.
Well, good thing somebody listens when I was speaking after practice. Nah, you're fine.
I don't know what I was thinking, bro.
Shout out to AJ on that one.
Yeah,
right?
I was like, okay, we get
good.
two.
Hey, I will say this. I've got to give you your props there. I mean, that's a testament to you. I mean, you clearly have raised AJ in a great mindset, because he was able to hit you with the, you just got to win the next one.
Yeah.
We good, Dad. And you're like, oh, okay.
okay.
You know, he already moved on. Well, I mean, we lost this one, but I mean, I wasn't here. What can I do?
Exactly.
Good for him. I mean, good for him.
Yeah, that's my boy, man. You know, he's definitely, I'm glad that we're able to raise him where he's able to think, you know, think, have his own mind. I think a lot of like kids. I wanna say a lot of kids that I've known growing up, they wasn't able to like be free thinkers. Like you just had to shut the hell up and do whatever the hell a grown up tells you to do.
I know, yeah. It's funny. It's funny you say that. I've had this conversation with multiple friends of mine. Bro. They know that era of. I say it again. You're gonna probably get tired. I'm not trying to point the finger, but the era of just that parenting. Yeah. It was almost as if they felt a little, and I mean this respectfully, a little entitled to their adultness because I'm only just now realizing to stop subscribing to adults because I am an adult. I'm 32. You know what I mean? Like I'm not. And I mean it's just because that's how I was raised. It was raised yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am. And granted, I still was a fool, but there was a level of expectation from my mom that hey, be presentable, talk right, just try to be, because it's just better to just be professional. You can play around later. You play around at home, and that small parenting advice was fine. But it gets you into trouble because when you get older, you default to, oh, well, yes, sir, no. And if that person's a schlub, or if that person is holding you down, bro. You don't really grow because you aren't 8 anymore, or you're not 12, or you're not in high school. You're now 22, stationed
adult with responsibilities.
Well, bro, you're 22, you're in the military, you're stationed away from home, so you don't really have a support system. Don't let, and then you have people tell you, we're here for you, but we're not really here for you. Man. You know what I'm saying? So imagine how that feels, and now you add in the work detail of it. Now you add in, maybe you get deployed and people feel me on this. You're away from your young ones, your family, from your babies for 6 months to a year to 15 months. Damn, bro. You know what I'm saying? So all that compiles, and everyone's different, but all that compiles to substance abuse, drinking. All that compiles to maybe domestic violence at home. Man. So if I can use a platform like this, or whether at my store at SAR, or on the field with my high schoolers, because they're young men, right? I talk to them how I wished I was spoken to, and I'm hard on them, but I respect them. Like I coach. It's one thing. JT, I've showed you some of his videos. George Seek's son. For those who don't know, that's my boy JT. Like a lot of my growth comes from him. I mean, we're like a brother from another mother. Literally, like I don't have a brother. Yeah. But JT, you gotta. I lost my train of thought there, but. It's just, you got to just kind of persevere through it. You got to have a foundation, right? And when you can kind of remember to creating identity. That's what I was going to say. Sorry. Yeah. I want to be a coach because I feel like I didn't have the adequate guidance that I wanted. Yeah. So that's what drives me. And in turn, being a dad is a part of that. Yep. So I'm so glad I'm able to, like you are. Your passion is music, but it's your work. So you don't hate coming in here. You said that earlier. I don't hate going to practice. Like, sure, you're away, but I don't hate it. And I don't hate going to work at Czar because I like helping people. Yeah, exactly. You've seen my shop. I mean, it's just about, we just there to help. Like,
exactly. And that's what I was going to get into next, bro. I know, football and military is definitely your background, but you also work at a shop, right?
Yes. Yes.
And I went to the shop, and bro got some good stuff in there. Like, I know that this is Texas, and I know that as far as everything being legal, as far as like marijuana and stuff like that, we have certain guidelines that we can just kind of go into. But for the most part, medicinal marijuana and stuff like that is here to help us, and that's how I feel like it has been since the beginning. Of course, some people may look at it like, I think when it first got introduced here in the States, it's probably like around what's that where the people was going crazy partying and stuff, What was it?
Like during the pandemic?
No. Way back in the 60s.
Oh, like the hippie days.
Yeah, the hippie days. Hippie days. Yeah.
60s.
I think that that's when a lot of people just kind of like look down on it, like as far as like the hippie stuff. Like, but I know for a fact, like, marijuana wasn't the only thing that was being done back in those days. Like, it was some more stuff going on. They kind of contribute to the wildness and the craziness. They kind of left a sour taste in people's, thoughts about what marijuana really does. But the more, research and scientific, research that people put into it, it's really more here to help us as opposed to like just have us out here being crazy. Like,
no, yeah.
Yeah, but I think that, over the time and over the years, they find out what works best for us. Like, what could have us feeling a certain type of way. Like, this could have you feeling happy. This could, you could use this if you're feeling anxious. You could use this in, for pain or whatever. Like, they kind of breaking that down more so to where they're able to package it up and actually, sell it to people for it to help them do just that. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what Nick does, right? You have a shop and that's what y'all have. Like,
yeah. It's cannabis. As we know, I mean, marijuana is still illegal in Texas,
right?
So everything that we have at Czar is hemp derived.
Right.
So we have hemp derived products.
Okay.
And the federal government just describes hemp as just, under that 0.03% of THC.
Right.
But it's still THC. So you got people that come in, it's fake. I do the real thing.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, like this is real too. Like this is a plant.
Yeah.
Just like the marijuana plant. But I kid. I mean, the point is it's not synthetic. It is very real. It is here to help ailments that you just brought up.
Yeah.
And I can just think of, as I'm saying this, I can just think of so many people who I've had the pleasure to just meet, and I mean from all walks of life, fellow vets, people from that are older, they're kind of that they remember pointing the finger at the 60s, at the hippies. They've come in. Yeah. I used to thought they were, but maybe they were right. Like, cause they're now seeing, and they're up there and they're just like, I just don't want to not try. And they're loving it. They're hanging out. They're like, I cannot believe that.
Like all this time.
Yeah. And that's kind of what it is. And, I'm not going to get into it here, but like it's been proven, that there was negative propaganda about cannabis,
Bro, I've seen some stuff online, bro. And it's just like, what? Like, it's crazy. It'll be crazy stuff. Like, if you do this, this is what happens when you smoke reefer cigarettes.
Exactly. Yeah. I heard the old '90s commercial. Remember the egg, the Friday. This is your brain, and I'm just like, that's so funny looking back. Now I'm not trying to advocate for just having this willy-nilly giving it to kids and this. I'm not. Nah. No. What I'm saying is if it's right for you, because everyone is different.
Mm-hmm.
It could be an avenue to maybe explore.
Exactly.
So going back to what we did 30 minutes ago or whatever, talking about like, just the issues, that's kind of how I fell into it. It truly was as a customer. Like I'm working at another job, trying to get my footing. You remember the timeline. I'm back. Man. This is probably like, to be honest with you, February of 23. So before our second season. Right. So now imagine where you are, February.
Yeah.
I'm still, I'm, not really even knowing I have an issue, just thinking what can I do, right?
Exactly.
And I saw Czar, the shop, but because I live in North Richland Hills. And I'm at the light turning for Winco, and I'm just like, man, they have a Czar in Plano too by John Paul.
Oh,
so I've seen it there too. So I'm just kind of like, man, with the vet sign too. Like what it intrigued me. That's all.
Yeah, that's one thing I can say about Czars. They definitely got like the marketing part. As far as the sign of the building, like they got that down, because I know for sure I've seen that sign at least twice before too.
Yeah.
And it's just like, wonder what that place is. know? And then when you told me to pull up there one day, I was like, I've seen this.
It wasn't too abnormal,
Exactly.
No, for sure.
Yeah, but you got some good stuff in there, man. I know that you brought some with you, man.
I did. Yeah, this is our new 100 milligram blue nebula drink. So it's essentially blue raspberry. And I know we were talking before you hit live. It is really good with Starry. And you then proceeded to say Starry was one of your favorites.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
It's really good.
Oh yeah,
I brought that for us. I thought maybe we could share it. If not, you let me know. I'm not forcing you to do anything, my friend. That is my gift.
Yeah,
that is my gift to you.
I'm gonna try a little bit of it real quick. Go ahead and see what it's talking about. What is it called?
Blue Nebula. Blue Nebula. You know, you want to treat it like a wine glass or a liquor bottle, right? You know, put it in a glass. Ice is already melted, but it's diluted a bit, so it'd be similar to a mixed drink.
Yeah.
Would you mind?
I got you, bro.
Thank you, bro.
No, while I was being selfish, about to put it back over in the corner. Y'all got this at the shop too, right?
The Blue Nebula, yes. The Blue Nebula, yes.
Oh yeah, it tastes good, bro. Nice little
like that
raspberry soft taste to it.
Let's get a little cheers. Santé, as they say in Belgium. Gotta look at me. Santé. There you go. It's bad luck. I don't know if it's true, but I've been following it.
Hey, I ain't trying to get none of that.
There you go. Thank you, my friend. That was.
Oh yeah, that's real nice.
It's very tasty. So.
Oh yeah. So that's the THC 9, right?
Yes, that's
Delta
gonna.
9.
Yeah, that's gonna be 100 milligrams. So again, treat it like a bottle of wine, a liquor bottle. Pour. You can use a shot glass. Notice that's me and you. So it's really just a light amount.
Yeah.
There probably would have been a quarter of it left. It had it just been you, and that's a good amount. A good amount is a quarter.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, bro.
We got those.
Yeah.
That's new. That wasn't there when you visited the first time, and that wasn't even out when we did the Madden tournament. So
okay.
So that's very.
So this new.
That's new. So I definitely had to let me. I don't know if he'll like it, but let me bring it to Albie and at least just show him.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, my guy been out here doing the work for the community. He said he got everybody coming in. Hey, he fixing them up.
That's all it is. We got people off their pain meds. We got
that's big.
Oh man, there's a lady from Slovakia, man. She comes in and she's and of course I had to tell her I lived in Europe. It's great. You know, I love meeting people of other cultures, right? They feel like I'm not from there, but I'm tied to
exactly.
oh, okay, so you know, all that stuff. She always comes in, bro. She comes in and after she gets her blood pressure medication, and I'm not gonna say her name, but she just comes in, just getting my real medicine. So she goes to, oblige for her doctor, but then she's like, this is actually the only thing that's actually helping me, like truthfully. So and again, not for everybody, but like for me, when I walked in there in February 2023, I had already been diagnosed as pre-diabetic.
Wow.
I have already been, for all intents and purposes, having an alcohol problem.
Yeah.
And just not living my best identity, not living my best life, right? So when I went there, I just took a small thing, got some oil and tried a gummy and just started feeling better. Like what specifically happened for me was I was playing Madden. Hey, shout out to football again. Shout out to football again.
Yeah.
But I'm playing Madden, and I've always enjoyed playing it. Just going back to what we were talking about football, it's fun to just play. Sometimes you can just pick it up, play the computer, play. I'm sure you play with AJ. My son ain't old enough yet, but like it's fun to just. It's what you do. It's what you do. It's what you do.
Exactly.
So I'm just doing what I'm doing. It's like a Friday night, right? Just not working. I'm off. And gummy kind of hits. And man, if I tell you, if those running lanes don't look a little bit more smoother. And if those windows don't start slowing down, I started feeling superhuman. Like, and what it was just that anxiety.
Yeah, the anxiety, just being like, hey, relax a little bit.
And I became that state. What I said, flow. That state where you're in the moment. Yeah. And I've been chasing that ever since. When I felt that moment, I was like, this is living. this is what I want.
Yes. Bro.
So it's never the high. It's never the pain-free, of course.
Yeah.
Sleep, of course. But it's actually the state of flow that I want. Yeah. That way I feel that when I was saying when you're making beats. Yeah. That feeling, that is what I'm chasing. Damn. That moment.
Damn, bro.
And I'm getting better at channeling that without help, without the cannabis. Doing it fully on your own. And that's lovely when you can start doing that on your own. Because now you're living it right. I'm no longer pre-diabetic.
That's what's up, bro.
I've lost like 40 pounds since. Man. I barely work out, let alone, and I don't eat as good as I should, but I'm still losing weight. So granted, it could be the no drinking, but this is all just proven.
Man, congratulations, bro.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you, bro. Like, for you to, like, pay attention to your body like that, to realize, like, look, this is helping. Like, maybe I should get rid of this other stuff.
Yes.
You're like,
shoot, hey, man, football started clicking. Things started, systems started. You see me every year. Every year I'm showing you a dang new playbook. Why? It's not because I just like, I'm going to pick that one. No, we're evolving. We're growing. Yeah. So every time you see me, hopefully I'm not the same.
Yeah, bro.
Right?
That's what's up, bro. Like, that's what's up, bro. Like, I'm glad that can have that type of effect. I know that sometimes, you get marijuana off the streets. You don't really know what you're getting. It's for one.
Especially nowadays.
Two, like, some of it can have you feeling worse than you were before you did it, before you smoked it or whatever. It can have you feeling worse, like, and it just, you never really know what you're getting, and I know with this stuff, it's more clean, it's more what's the word I'm looking for? It's like, it's more contained.
Yeah.
And you can read a label and see exactly what you're doing, like what you're getting, what it's going to affect. And I think that should, I think that's the way that it should be. It's like, okay, yeah, I need to get this because I know this is going to calm my anxiety down.
Yeah.
Or I need to get this because I know that it's going to, take some of this pain off,
Yeah.
Whatever.
Because it's about the wellness aspect. Like, if you want that recreational, we have the sign. You've seen the glasses.
Yeah.
At the end where this belt sits, it says unwind and relax. That's the recreation. So when anybody says like, bro, I just want to get high, and that happens.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't know why they want to feel that way, but they clearly want to feel better.
Yeah.
That's fine. Come right over here, brother. I'll show you what we got. How do you want to feel?
Man.
I want to feel calm, like I'm after work type. I got you, bro. Because I know what that feels like. Maybe not to the detail, but I know what that feels like.
Yeah, bro.
And I have troubles with the law to prove it. Right? So there's a reason why I don't drink anymore.
Yeah,
see what I'm saying? So I guess the point I'm making is there are ways to improve slightly. And I will advocate that if cannabis can help you, like it's helped me, give it a shot. Like it's no riskier than taking a medication by a pharmaceutical company. You know what I'm saying? Like,
because they be having all kinds of side effects.
Yeah, bro. Like you're fixing this, but then you're breaking this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
one of the side effects could be you bleeding for your rectum. Like, come on, who wants to do that?
How you gonna say that while we're commercialing for the Cowboys game? Like, what? You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Like, what? Who wants that? Never mind. I'll just keep my headache.
Yeah, like, but with us, I mean, shoot, you dealing with you have depressive thoughts. It's anxiety. You don't have to tell me the details, but look, there's a CBD gummy. Look, it's calming. It's not gonna get you high. Because some people are like, I don't want to get high. I'm scared. They don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, man, take this CBD. It ain't no high. But let's feel better. Your shoulder's going to feel better. You're going to just relax.
Man, you said shoulders, bro. You hit the nail on the head with that one because it's always like, you just like, okay, I got to do this. And it's like, wait a minute.
Exactly.
Oh, man. Yeah, I don't have to think about 20 things at once.
Yes.
Like, I don't, right? I can just
focus
on
good.
What I need to focus on.
And
like,
nothing's changed. 30 minutes, time has went by, and it's like, man, I was so worried about that appointment earlier. And you know what? If when I get there, I get there. You know what?
Exactly.
And again, what I said, it's not being passive. I'm not saying don't be aggressive in your life.
Yeah, it's not gonna make you just be like, forget it. Like it's gonna have you on point to where you're not worrying about it like too much. Mm-hmm. Like that's what it is. Like you worry about. I know I have the tendency to worry about stuff too much. It's just like
little perfectionism, right?
It's just like what I have to do this, and that's it, and that constantly. But it's like whenever I'm chilling or like do Delta 9, like that's really my favorite, Delta 9, Delta 8. I'm like, I just gotta prioritize this stuff. I can do this at this time, this at that time, this at that time. And I can chill, like, versus thinking, I gotta, like, man, I hate that feeling. It sucks.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, this stuff tastes really good, bro.
You like it, right?
Yeah, it tastes really good.
It tastes so good. I'm drinking more than I should because it does taste good. I don't drink a lot of soda, so this is definitely one of my few cheats. Few cheats, right? I drink a lot of water. Yeah. A lot of the sparkling ice, which is just no sugar. Yeah. Those are just fantastic.
Man, bro, I remember when I discovered those. I was like, what?
I know. Tastes just like a soda. I'm just like, we'll find out later. There's probably something in there. I don't know. I'm not accusing them. But it definitely tastes delicious.
It tastes good. Yes. It's like got no calories or something like that. Yeah. So it's just like, bet.
Yeah, let's go.
Give it her.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, man. Well, I had a nice time talking with you, bro.
Yeah, man. We gotta do this again. I know we kind of went a little rapid, but thank you for giving me the chance to just kind of tell a little bit of my story. And
yeah, bro. You have an interesting story, bro.
Yeah.
I had no idea you was in Belgium for 7 years, bro.
Yeah. You didn't even know I was active. You probably just thought, man, this dude, what was he there for?
Like James Bond. Like,
no.
Like he over doing spying over here.
No. Lots of hurry up and waits. Trust me, a lot of meetings. So no.
Yeah.
No.
Oh man. But yeah, man, I'm gonna make sure that you want to tell everybody where to kind of follow you for the store or
so you guys can check out the Czar Wellness Instagram page. Sky does a wonderful job kind of posting that on there. She's the gatekeeper of that. Yeah. So any direct messages, stuff like that can kind of go there. We also have an online store, so just for you regular online people. Yeah. And of course, my particular store is Czar North Richland Hills, 5204 Roof Snow Drive in North Richland Hills, Northeast Fort Worth. So if you're by Northeast Mall or in that Watauga area, kind of that, mid-city area, HEB, area. Yep. You guys can come see me. Consultations are free. It's just we're here for the wellness part. If any of that kind of pertain to you, sleep, anxiety, pain, we can at least just talk about it. You don't got to take anything. So if I can be there for anybody on that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if y'all in the area, man, y'all for sure got to stop by just to see what he got because he got some good stuff that'll, have you feeling better for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but other than that, man, I know that I'll be sure to put, little link description, so they can reach out to you in the the podcast that I post.
For sure.
But yeah, man, other than that, man, it's been a great talk with a friend, man. I'm looking forward to seeing you grow with Czar and continue to helping people out, bro. We appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
A lot of people do.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, for sure. But other than that, man, we signing off, man. Yes, sir. Peace.